When you see most of the higher level guys sparring, you're going to notice that they're wearing, for the most part, this type of a common headgear, which is good. Sometimes they'll wear the headgear with a bar, and the reason for the headgear with a bar is that they offer a greater amount of protection. However, the open face headgear is also an option. And the only advantage of using an open face headgear is just visibility. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and compare some open-faced headgears. Now this particular variety was selected because they're representative of sort of the breadth of open-faced headgears that you're going to find. So we're going to start sort of in order from least amount of visibility to greatest amount of visibility. And in the least amount, these two are basically tied. It's the Reyes amateur headgear and the Tidal amateur headgear. And this Tidal headgear is going to be very similar to the Ringsides and the Everlast that you're going to find. And as you can see, they're fairly thick, right? So you're going to actually see the ring is going to block a little bit of vision as far as it's coming down into the forehead. There's not really anything similar to the Reyes headgear. It's something unique to itself. And next up, we have the winning headgear. And this winning headgear, just to note, is no longer available. It's no longer being manufactured, I should say. You could probably get some on eBay, but now they're just making it in this more common style, which is a very popular headgear, this style of the winning headgear. This is actually a very good fit, very snug, very good visibility, with the exception of this thing coming down in the front. It's actually very distracting. You see that forehead piece coming down in the front. You're already ducking your chin, and now you've got to contend with this. So that's really the only knock on this headgear, which puts it in this place. Above that is the Top 10 headgear, which has very good visibility. It does have this piece that drops down onto the forehead, but this dropping down forehead piece isn't as distracting as this forehead piece that drops down. The one thing to note, this is the Top 10 amateur competition headgear, is that Top 10 kind of makes their name on using Bayflex padding, which is the most shock absorbing padding. However, this headgear, according to their site, does not have the Bayflex padding. This just uses a regular standard padding. But for visibility, it's very good. Next, I wanted to throw in a martial arts headgear, and it ranks very highly in the visibility category. However, I would not recommend this for hard sparring because, as you can see, it's very thin, right? And I think this is mainly intended for just very light sparring, some MMA and stuff like that, but not really for hardcore boxing. It's very thin. It's fairly durable, but it's not leather, and nor is it the coriaceous material that Winning uses in lieu of leather. And you can see it kind of flakes off here. But for a visibility standpoint, it's very good. And then we come to the, I guess the winner, so to speak, and that is this. It's the Top 10 Avant Garde model. And this is made out of Bayflex padding. And I first started using this because at best visibility, you can see because it's thin, right? You don't really see anything in the peripheral or so much on the top. And it's very easy to clean. You just wipe it clean here. So you don't have any sort of suede or whatever to absorb any sweat, right? There is one flaw that this headgear has. It's very distracting. It's when you start sweating, which you will in hard sparring, it starts moving, right? So you get hit and this thing slides over a lot. And that's very distracting because you're constantly having to reset it. If it happens here and there, you take a hard shot, yeah, that's understandable. That's going to happen with almost any headgear. The problem is, it doesn't take much to constantly be moving this headgear, and it's constantly shifting. And like I said, it's very distracting. So I actually kind of stopped using this for just that reason. But from a visibility perspective, it's actually very good. So that is the take on the visibility of this variety of open-faced headgears.